All right, good morning, everyone, and I hope everyone is doing well. We are back again with a chart breakdown and to see if you can get a trade opportunity. So let's start. Before we start, you need to check out the fundamentals and see if there was any trade opportunity. So let's check out the fundamentals and see if there's going to be a trade opportunity. Let's see. Let's just check out the fundamentals. Let's check out the fundamentals. All right, so today is 17th of March 2026. All right, 2026, 17th of March. Wow. Do you guys notice how fast the days go by if you are a trader? The days really go by very fast if you are a trader. So today is 17th March 2026. So during the lending session, we don't have any high impact news. During the New York session too, we don't have during the New York session, you're going to be having AUD news. But apart from that, okay, let me refresh my this thing. I think it has already passed. Yeah, so during the New York session too, we don't have any major or high impact news. So I think today, it's either the market is going to mostly, if you don't have high impact news like that, what mostly happen is what the market becomes price becomes slow in its movement. So let's see if you're going to be having something of that sort. So let's check the random news that got released when you were asleep. So Reserve Bank of Australia statement by the Monetary Policy Board, monetary policy decisions. So when you were asleep, this there was I think the Australian bank released their interest rate, right? Meeting today, the board decided to increase cash rates. All right, so there was a news that got released, but since you didn't trade during that time, I think it's not something of a concern. Yeah, so with the random news too, we didn't get any high impact news that got released during that time. Yeah. So let's move straight to the technical analysis and see what's going to happen. Let's see. So gold USD. So you guys all know that gold is what I mostly trade. You get it. Gold is what I mostly trade. So after that, so if you have any instrument, if you have any currency, if you have any pair that you want me to analyze to, you can kindly drop it in the chat box for me to also review it for you. All right. So after analyzing gold USD, you analyze silver, and I finish. You analyze GBP USD too as well. So let's see if there's going to be any trade opportunity with gold USD. Let's see. So let's do some top-down analysis with gold USD and see if there's going to be a trade opportunity. So still the monthly time frame candle hasn't closed. We noticed that the previous month closed with no what there was no wick at the top, so that's why. So this pullback is not something of surprise. It is something that's like, if you understand candlestick, you get to understand that this is something obvious. It's something that we all anticipated is going to happen, because the previous candle had opened with no wick at the top. So this is something obvious that is going to happen. So you are seeing the pullback over here. If mostly candles, if you understand higher highs and higher lows, okay, it's the same thing that is applied. So if you have joined my bootcamp before, I mostly talk about this thing. You will notice that when candles are making higher highs and higher lows, you get it. Mostly patterns, we have higher highs and higher lows. So it's the same thing that is applied to candles too. So candles too makes higher highs and higher low. So you notice that this candle just is, you were supposed to have the higher high over here, but what happened is what it's up, it's closed with no wick at the top. So that is why this pullback is happening, and price will just make a U-turn. But if it happens at the end of the month, we don't see that candle flipping bullish, then it's going to close this bearish like that. So let's move to the weekly time frame. So at the weekly time frame, we have this rejection over here at the weekly time frame. At the weekly time frame, we have this rejection over here. Okay, so see this candle has closed. I think this rejection too is so obvious. So moving to the daily time frame. So at the daily time frame, so how did the previous candle close? So watching this candle carefully, we notice that the previous candle closed bearish, and it's closed on a target. It's closed on what? On the weekly what? Rejectional level. It's closed on the weekly key level or weekly support. You get it. So the chances that if it has got the price has got to move up is very high. So as price has got into the weekly support, what can happen is what price can flip and move up. How did the previous candle close? It closed strong bearish candle. What's the trend? Price is making more of higher highs. We saw some complex what do you call it? We saw some complex structure over here. Price has broken through the complex structure. What are we expecting? Price broke and it has gotten to the target. So we're expecting maybe price can move pull back again and the trend will continue bearish, or it's either going to shift trend and it will continue moving up. So that's what you are seeing. So with this pullback, it is not something certain. Okay, price can either break through it and what move up. But price has gotten to the weekly target, as you are seeing. Okay, so the chances that price will move up is very high. And looking at how the previous candle closed, it closed with what? A rejection candle. It's closed with a rejection candle. Okay, so this rejection, seeing a rejection candle at what? A support or a resistance level gives you a what? It gives you a signal that price can just reverse. So let's move to the H4 time frame. So with the H4 time frame, price has closed strong bullish. You get me? Price has closed strong bullish, and the trend is an uptrend. So let's identify our various rejectional levels. So there was a rejectional level over here. There was another rejectional level two over here. Another rejection level two over here. You get it? There's another rejectional level two over here. So these are the various rejectional levels. So how did the previous candle close? It closed strong bullish. What's the trend? The trend is currently what? An uptrend. So what you're expecting is what price can just flip and continue moving up. So at this point, looking at this chart, I'm strongly going to be looking for what? A buy, because pattern structure is what price has now broken out for the higher high. So pattern structure is an uptrend. The previous candle closed bullish. So I'm looking for a buy. So my bias is a buy. So price has tested this level. Yeah. But currently, price is in a range. You get me? Price is in a range at this point. Price is in a range at this point. So this was the clean zone or the clean area we could have taken advantage of rejection over here. Yeah, we have H for rejection. The reason why this level is over here is because price never closed. This candle hasn't closed yet. Okay, it's going to close in the next 2 hours, 26 seconds. So this level is still valid. You get it? It's still valid. So price is currently, I don't like the ranges at all. I don't like the ranges at all. At all. At all. Okay. So let's see. Maybe this will be the range I would love to trade within, which is 100 and something pips. Because at this point, price from where price has gotten to this point is kind of, it's not something I would love to trade within. Okay. It is not something I would love to trade within. So trading is all about waiting game. Okay. Trading is a waiting game. If you can't wait and you are always in the edge of what? Trying to make money fast, 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 fast. You don't have any plan, you don't have any rules. Things are going to be very tough for you. Things are really, really going to be tough for you. If you are here, you don't have trading plan, you don't have any trading rules, things are going to be tough for you to succeed in this industry or this field. So you see, I'm having a plan. That is why I've indicated where I'm going to be taking the trade. You get it? This will be the area I would love to what? Execute within. All these areas I will consider it to be no trade zone because price is in what? It's in a range. The ranges are not all that big. So the reason why we don't trade within a smaller zones is because when price gets to those zones, you will love to what? When price moves at certain point, you will love to break even in those stuffs. But if price is in a choked range, it becomes very difficult for you to manage yourself. So that is why I mostly don't love taking trades in it. But I think during the Asian session, there was an opportunity. So I would love to execute within when price gets to this point because the higher time frame is telling me what's bullish. Until this candle close, the higher time frame is telling me price is what the market is in a bullish phase. So I need to respect that. Okay, I need to respect price accordingly and execute based on that. And let's talk about where will I love to take a sell. So with a sell, unless price has broken the lows over here before I will consider taking a sell. Okay, when price breaks the low, takes the low over here. Now it has taken a high too as well. Okay, so when price, I would love to wait. So at this point, I'm not looking at this chart. Since price has taken the high, it will become very tricky to take a sell. Okay, look for a sell if it takes the low again. Okay, it becomes very confusing because it has taken the high, it's and if it takes the low too, it's going to become very confusing to take a sell. So at this point, looking at this chart, I don't have any sell bias over here. Okay, unless the candle has closed in the next 2 hours 22 seconds before this candle is going to close. So I'm only going to be taking decision only when this candle has closed. Okay, because the daily time frame, the daily close strong bullish. Okay, an indecision candle, the daily close strong bullish. So mostly when I see something of this sort, what mostly what comes in mind is this market might range during the lending session. We might not be seeing any significant move during the lending session. The way price is moving, we might not see significant moves during the lending session. Price is in a range, in a lot of ranges. So the point I would love to take a buy, I would love to take a buy over here. 104. This is enough. 100 and more than 100 and something pips. I think that will be enough for me. So let's check out the futures this thing to chart. Let's check out Forex Factory, forex.com. Let's see the chart too. I know a lot of people mostly becomes confused when when you are blending these two charts. But one thing I've noticed is mostly either one of them is going to give you an opportunity, a clear what opportunity based on how you see the market. That's what I mostly see. Either forex.com or either this forex chart are going to give you, one of them are going to give you an opportunity based on how you see the chart. So I mostly love combining them together. I know a lot of people mostly get confused with that, but I'm okay. I understand when to use each of the charts. Okay, I understand. So looking at the weekly time frame, because mostly the reason I combine them is what? Mostly the high time frames are different. When it comes to the H4 time frame, they are mostly different with how they have been printed. That's what I notice. So the daily time frame, is the same price as price close what? Strong bullish candle getting retested on what? A weekly level. So we have another rejection level over here at the weekly time frame. So let's move to the H4 time frame. So looking at the H4 time frame, this candle, the past H4 candle closed bearish, and what the trend to is what? An uptrend at this point. If you have any question, kindly drop it in the chat box. Price has closed what? Strong bullish over here. So we noticed we had what? There was higher high over here. Price just made a pullback, higher low. So you're expecting a continuation of the trend. Price has retested this strong area of what? This rejection level. The pattern structure is what? An uptrend. The the previous candle closed strong bearish candle. So the chances that a sell at this point, you see this chart, the sell is obvious. Okay, the sell the sell is what is something that we can go for because the previous candle has closed bearish, so we can take a counter trend entry over here, targeting this range. Okay, targeting this range over here. So we have another rejection level over here. Okay, so let's see. So the only point you are going to be taking a buy is when you have seen a switch or a shift in trend when price has pulled back. That is when I will be going for what, a buy, because of how the previous candle closed. So the only time I'm going to be looking for a buy and when price has made something like this. Okay, maybe let's see if price is in a downtrend. Since this candle formed bearish candle, if you move to the bearish candle, yeah. So if you move to the lower time frame, you're going to see something like this. Okay, so the only time I'm going to take a buy is when price has shifted trend, pull back before I'll go in for what, a buy. Okay, before I'm going for a buy. So let's see the H1 time frame. So with the H1 time frame, price is what, in an uptrend, sorry, a downtrend. There was this rejection level over here. So we are trying to identify the ranges we are going to be taking trades within. Okay, so this one too is also in what, in a range. So the only time I will take a buy on this chart, you get it. The only time I will take a buy on this chart is I need to see a shift in trend because they are all what, in a downtrend. So I need to see a shift in trend like this before I'll go in for what, a buy. So at this point with this chart, I'm not interested in. I'm only interested in what, a sell over here. We use the same good chart, but the H4 time frames are different. So you see, this one, the H4 time frame is different. You see how the candles are printing over here. This one, so the candles are different. So that's what is making me what, to have different buyers with them. You get it? To have different, but it's the same idea, it's the same trading plan, it's the same what concepts I have, it's the same system I'm using, but different. So I'm going to be taking a sell. I'll be considering taking a sell. Let's say if price maybe make a pullback, price pullback creating a resistance, I'll just consider looking for a sell. Okay, I'll consider looking for a sell, but I need to see a resistance from it. So if price maybe pulls back over here, I'll consider taking a sell. Let's see. It's kind of sometimes confusing, but so with this one, yeah. So with this one too, I'm looking for a buy, but the only time I'm going to be looking for a buy is when price has broken above this one, because currently taking a buy over here, price is in a range. I would not love to put myself in such position. Yeah, so these are my thoughts, my this thing, what I'm going to be looking for during the learning session. So in the next 17 minutes or so, lending session, lending open, you're going to be seeing lending open, or 60 minutes. In the next 16 minutes, the market is going to open, lending market is going to open. So we are going to be seeing some volume here. But I don't have anywhere to take trades now because price is far from where I'm going to be. I would love to take a trade. You get it? Price is far from where I would love to take a trade. There's no price is not certain at this point. So I'm cool. I'm chilling. Okay. So you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan. So if you have any question, kindly drop it in the chat box. Drop your questions in the chat box. Give it that stream to a like, and kindly put the channel to on all notification. Anytime I come live, you will be able to what, you will get the alert to as well. Yeah. So I've noticed yesterday like this, I predicted, like I analyzed GBP USD, and it really went well. GBP USD really went well. So price was around this point when I did the analysis during the New York session, and price moved very well. It moved very well during the New York Stock Exchange session. So let's see GBP USD for those who trade. If you have any instrument you want me to analyze, to kindly put it, or kindly what, just put it in the chat box. Kindly type it in the chat box and I'll analyze. So let's see GBP USD. So for those who trade currencies, for those who trade currencies, so with a monthly time frame on GBP USD, so we have this rejection level over here at the monthly time frame. There was this rejection over here. There was this rejection level over here. So we have this rejection to over here. Okay, so let's see the daily time frame. So the daily time frame is what? A downtrend. The daily time frame is a downtrend. Price made lower lows and lower highs. So we're expecting a continuation of the trend. By looking at how the previous candle closed at the daily time frame, price closed what? A strong bullish candle. We have this rejection level over here. There was this rejection level over here. We have this rejection level over here at the daily time frame. We have this rejection over here at the daily time frame. Yeah, so when it comes to the daily time frame, this is the range. When it comes to buy, this is the range or the zone you are going to be taking a buy within. When it comes to the sell, this is the range we are going to be taking what trade within. So let's move to the H4 time frame. So looking at the daily time frame, it looks like the previous candle closed with no, the ongoing candle never gave some a pullback. Okay, so maybe we can get price flipping up to this point. So let's move to the H4 time frame. So looking at the H4 time frame, so with the daily time frame, we are still, you will be looking for what, a buy at the same time as sell based on or depending on how the candle is forming. We are still going to be looking for a buy at the same time looking for a sell because of how the candle is what, how the pattern or yeah, the market has formed over there. So let's look at the daily time the H4 time frame. So with the H4 time frame, what's the trend? The trend is what, an uptrend over here. You get it? The trend is an uptrend. We saw some pullback over here. So we're expecting a continuation of the trend to either what, get to this point. So this is a small range you will love to take trade within. So we have a rejection level over here. There's a rejection level, another rejection level over here. These are the various rejection levels over here. So let's see. So this is where mostly I love to take my decision. So what's the H4 time frame? What is it doing over here? How is the path or the candles printing? So at this point, okay, at this point the pattern is what, an uptrend, though the previous candle closed bullish. So what I'm going to be looking for is what, I would love to see a flip of this candle. This is the area I would love to take a buy for GBP USD because the pattern is what, price is an uptrend, the previous candle closed bullish. Okay, so I'm not interested, even though the previous candle has broken, the ongoing candle has broken the previous candle what, low. So the sell too can what, be possible. Okay, the sell too can be possible, but we have a lot of we having a lot of ranges over here. You don't have enough ranges to take trade within. We have rejection level here, rejection level over here. So I would not love to what, and the H1 time frame. So you notice currently this candle has got rejected by this key level over here. So a lot of rejection. So I would not love to take a sell at this point. So I would love to take a buy. Okay, I would love to take a buy on GBP USD. But the point or the area I would love to be taking a buy is when price has broken above, gotten to this level. This is where I would love to take a buy. Okay, this is where I would love to take a buy with GBP USD. With the GBP USD. So everything is what, every idea, everything that I'm trying to bring up over here is coming from where, the H4 time frame. How the H4 time frame candles are printing. Everything is what derived from this time frame. Okay, so I would love price to what this. I have assumed this candles to be what a fake out or a pullback. Yeah, a fake out. So I would love price to come back within this range. Okay, I would love to see something like this. So when price starts flipping up, all these areas is going to be what is going to be a wick. Okay, then price will flip, then we take the continuation of the trend to what to this point. That is where I love to take trades. Okay, this is where I would love to take my trade, but we have a rejection level over here. So when price does some what I'm trying to talk about, you need to consider this rejection level over here. So maybe if price breaks above this one, that is where you would love to take a trade. Okay, yeah. So the market is like a sales. It's like being in the sales field. Sales, sometimes the market sales, when you are in sales business, sometimes it's going to be slow, things are going to be slow, and if you are someone who does not understand sales, you are going to just assume you have been cursed not to get sales. That is the nature of what selling. It's not going to be smooth always. You get it. At a certain point, things are going to be slow. You just have to do the needful. You just have to do what is demanded of you. You need to check your advertisements. You need to check how you talk to your customers. You need to make sure you are doing more, reaching out to more people. If you are doing all these things and things are still slow, you need to understand that it is market seasons and it just market seasons. Let me put it this way: seasons and time. Okay, it's the same thing when it comes to trading. Sometimes you come to the market and the market is going to print just a textbook setup for you based on your trading system or your trading plan. The market is going to print a textbook setup for you to execute. You just simple. Just you don't have to just think deep. Everything is clear. You execute, it goes in your favor. But sometimes too, the way the candles are going to be printed is going to be very difficult to find an opportunity. That is the nature of what. So I see trading to be equal to what sales. I'm into sales too as well. I sell physical products. I sell digital products too as well. I'm into sales, so I understand the nature of how sales sometimes looks like. So it's the same thing when it comes to the market too as well. So sometimes you take when it comes to the various losses too. Sometimes you do everything possible in this market and you are still going to take a loss. It is what part of the business. It is part of what trading. Okay, it is part of trading. That is what sometimes a lot of traders don't understand, and they will start over trading. They will start when they have one hit, they are going to force things to happen. They are just going to try to recover their losses, and they will end up losing more because they don't understand the nature of the market they are in. You get it? You need to understand trading. Trading is what a game of probabilities, and trading comes with what randomness. You don't know when the market is going to give you an opportunity. You don't know when the textbook is going to happen. So no matter the wins and the losses, you need to show up every single day. So some people when they come to the market, they hit like two losses on a row and they will stop showing up on the chart. It doesn't work that way. You need to show up if you want to be good at this thing, if you want to be good at trading, if you want to be good at the technical analysis, if you want to be good at like you need to be if you want to be profitable, you need to show up every single day. So if guys have observed me, you see how consistent I am. There was no single day I've not showed up on this chart. Every single day I'm showing up. That is why some of you admire the way I analyze the chart because I show up every day. I'm not the kind of guy who comes to the market today because I had one or two losses and I'll stop showing up. If you have a losing trade, figure out why you lost the trade. Sometimes it might be your fault. You get it? Sometimes it might be your fault. Okay, sometimes it might be your fault. Figure out what did you do wrong, and sometimes too it's just what market condition. You did everything possible. You showed up at the right time, the volume time. You made sure you traded in a time. You traded in what a clean zone. You traded in no support or resistance. You didn't trade on support or resistance levels. Like you did everything possible, and you are still going to get a hit. Price is going to go against you. It is part of trading. Okay, it is part of trading. That does not mean you don't have to show up in the following day. You need to show up. If you want to be good at this thing, you need to show up every single day. You get to show up every single day. Understand this about trading. The moment you refuse to be showing up, then that is where you start becoming confused. Okay, start becoming confused on this thing. So show up every single day. Yeah. All right. So as I said, this chart was the range, 60 pips range. We have 4 minutes for this candle to close. Can this candle close? So in the next, so we can get a sell over here. If it happens, price close below. If this candle close and give us a support, so see, this chart is giving an opportunity over here. Okay, this chart is giving an opportunity over here. So you have like 3 minutes for the candle to close. You have 3 minutes for the candle to close. Yeah, so it is something that I've observed. It is something that I've observed. Those times when I used to be losing back to back, it wasn't my strategy. It was it was me. It was my behavior. That is why I wasn't making money from this market. I just realized that it was my fault. I used to force things. I need to be. I become emotional. I would tell myself, why am I not making money? I thought like every day I have to just be winning, winning. If I get a losing trade, then I'm annoyed with myself. I just start revenging trades. So now this is my behavior now. If I lose a trade, I just sit calm. I just sit calm. I don't try to execute again because at that point, if I try to execute, I'm going to make stupid. Sorry to say, I'm going to make stupid decisions because I'm not even going to check my loss size. I'm just going to do random things, just execute with any loss size, which mostly will go against me, which mostly will go against me. So that's what you need to understand. Sometimes it's our behavior. It's our behavior towards the market. That's why we are not making money. You are not calm. You don't have any set rules. Trading is a business. Yesterday on my Instagram, I talk about something like that. Trading is a business. Treat it as such. Okay. Half time you need to come to the market. Half time you need to what? You need to close. Have opening time and closing time. It's like having a shop. Okay, that is how you need to treat trading. Treat trading like your shop. When your shop, you can't. Sometimes you don't open your shop midnight. Most of you don't open your shops midnight. And if someone calls you midnight, will you go and serve the person? You won't go and serve the person. Okay, you won't go and serve the person. So that's what you need to understand about trading. So when it is not your trading time, an opportunity has presented itself, don't go there and what? Try to serve. Yeah. So the candle has closed. So looking at Amanda. Yeah, so no decision to be taken now. No decision to be yeah, so exactly what I spoke about, you see, exactly what I spoke about with this with the buy. So I love the way the candle has printed over here. So when it breaks the high over here, when the candle breaks the high over here, okay, breaks and close above this one. When it is not when the candle is ongoing, when the candle breaks above this one, that is when I will love taking a buy. Okay, that is when I will love taking a buy. So let's see. So lending has opened. You get it. Okay. So I think with this one, if the candle breaks and close above this one, so let's see how the candle is going to close in the next 15 minutes. Let's see how the candle is going to close. If it closes above this one, you will consider taking a buy. If price breaks and close above this one, you will consider taking a buy. Consider taking a buy. So it's all waiting game. You get it? Well, you get your system, then you wait. You wait. It's all waiting game. So you see, all the ideas were derived from where? The higher time frame. So please understand. So if you don't understand how to identify your higher time frame directional bias, that is when sometimes you become confused with what I'm doing. So if you understand, oh, when you come to the higher time frame, especially the H4 time frame, and your H4 time frame is telling everything you did your analysis, everything is telling you a sell. If you move to the lower time frame, you are just going to be looking for a sell. Okay, you are just going to be looking for a sell. So that's what you need to understand. So we are waiting. So let's see if price breaks above this one, then we consider our buy too as well. If price breaks above this one. Okay, break. If it breaks, then this one has flip. So during the, I don't know how many people traded the Asian session. Asian session, I noticed there was some opportunities. So this buy over here. So I didn't sleep early though, but I think 30 minutes after I went to bed, this trade happened. This one I was awake, but it was pre-Asian session. But this one was Asian, I think Tokyo Open also. Yeah, this one. I don't know the number of people who traded the Asian session, but there was an opportunity over here. Because the high time frame then was what? An uptrend. There was an opportunity. Yeah, so the high time frame was an uptrend over here. This was a candle. Yeah, two. So there was an opportunity. Yeah, so this is the rejection level over here. So let's see the closure of the candle. Let's wait for the closure. So the reason why I'm going for a buy, so when it happens like that, this one aligns with the other chart too as well. So with this one, price is what? In an uptrend over here. Okay. Price is in an uptrend over here. So it's making, there was a shift in trend over here, higher low, higher high. So this is the pullback. So you're expecting a continuation of the trend to this side. So as I said, we need to, because the previous candle closed bearish. Okay, all the higher time frames are what? Bearish candle. Like all the H4 time frames are bearish candle. So we need a shift in trend. As I'm saying, with this pullback, if you move to the lower time frame, you will see it more. Okay, you see the breakdown over here. So we need to see a shift in trend, then we want to take the continuation of the trend. So moving to the H1, H1 is a downtrend, M32 is a downtrend. So at least let's see how the candle, yeah, in the next 6 minutes, this candle is going to close. So mostly I love, if this candle shifts, I would love to see the pullback. Okay, I would love to see the pullback. So if it pulls back, then you get a continuation of the trend to the side. So that's what I'm waiting for. So you guys don't have questions? You people don't have questions. So GBP USD does no, I don't see any this thing. It's also like behaving like how the other charts are behaving. So as I said, unless price flip within the side before I look for a buy. You people don't have questions. Give me questions. It can be anything, anything general, life, every anything. Not trading alone. So lending, we are in lending opinion. So let's see. So does gold move very well during the Asian session or what? It seems like during the Asian session, gold really even moved very well than the lending and the yeah. So because all this one moved during the Asian session. I think gold moved very well. So this would have been a trade I would have taken. So you see, it's the same thing that happened over here. What happened over here is the same thing that happened to, you see the pattern that was presented over here is the same thing that got presented to over here. I would have taken the buy. I would have taken the buy. I would have taken a buy. If you have any question, drop it in the chat box. Drop in the chat box. So it's all waiting. You get to see, you are not. I'm not taking any. I know if you were trading alone, you would have executed a buy, a sell, a buy, a sell, and your account is gone. You see how professional, like you see how very calm. Let me put it this way. You see how calm I am watching the chat. Okay, watching the chat, waiting for what the candles to come to me before I'll take action. So this one, what with the character I'm exhibiting over here didn't come in a day. It has come with what, a lot of days of what, practicing, number of days of what, rehearsing. Those who think like they are going to get it in a day, they are going to get it in a week. It doesn't work. Sometimes it will take you years. By doing, you need to do it every day. You need to fall in love with the craft. Do it every day. I remember last time a friend of mine was asking me, so what keeps you going in this thing that you are doing? What keeps you going? You get it? What keeps you going? So imagine if I stopped, those watching on the live stream, you people wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to tap into this knowledge that I'm giving for free. So that's why sometimes I think I'm someone who is a deep thinker. Sometimes last time I was telling you people that the reason why I mostly show up on the chat is because sometimes I feel like there's a responsibility, like some duty. How should I even put it? There's a duty I have to like fulfilled. You get it? So when I don't show up, I feel like, oh, these people that if not showed up, people are blowing their account. If not showed up, people are kind of like people are searching for information. So that's why sometimes I show up every day, give out information. I don't care if you regard me. I don't care if you like even see what I'm doing. I don't care. I'm just doing what like I feel like doing. That's why sometimes I show up every day giving out free information, free. How many people will be doing these things? You get it? I feel like there's a sense of duty that I have to. You get it? So that's why I show up every day. But yes, still people will still complain. I remember when I started, I didn't get something of this sort. And one thing too is what I sometimes think. So what of if the person that I tapped this information from never showed up? Where would I have gotten this information? These are the things that I mostly like. It moves me to just show up every day. What of if the person that I also learned from didn't show up? So it's like passing the information. You get it? Passing the information around to make the world a better place. Let's say if the person that I learned from also decided to go low key, not to show up, like just do his own thing, I wouldn't have gotten the information. You get it? The information that I've also what given to you people, I wouldn't have also gotten it. So please, if you have some information that you think is going to help humanity, don't just be what don't just stay in your closet, stay in your one corner and keep that information. Okay, you learn from someone by the person what availing himself. So if you know how to do something, even in trading, if you know how to do it, share the information out. You get it? Share the information out. Share it. Someone, it might help someone. I've been getting a lot of messages. Sometimes some people will message me, oh, what you've been doing has really, really helped me. I don't care if you pay for me, if you pay for it or you don't pay for it. I don't care. I'm just doing it. That's what I feel like. I just have to share. I just have to share the information because the person that I tap this information from is if he also decided to keep it to himself. That's why sometimes I just ask myself, would you have also even like continued? I would have even given up if all those people that I learned from on the internet also decided to keep this information to themselves, decided not to come out. Some people say, oh, I'm a low key guy, I don't like people to see me. So imagine me too, I decided to be low key. You wouldn't have joined this stream now. So if you know anything that you know doing, please kindly share. Okay, it's going to help someone. Low key, I know low key, I've changed some people's life. I've brought hope to some people's life. I know low key in this trading niche, I've brought a lot of hopes to some people. Okay, by showing up, doing the analysis and those things. And I know you have been saying to yourself that, oh, this guy has really helped me. This guy has really, really helped me. Okay, and you see, even though you don't hear those things, but low key, you are helping families out. You are changing the lives of some people. You are bringing hopes to some people. It's also a way of blessing, even if you don't get it monetary, like as in you don't get it cash or something. You are helping people's life, and your name will be mentioned. Okay, so for me, I learned from some people. I learned from people. I learned this thing from people. Okay, I'm not going to say I was born with this thing. I've learned from a lot of people. Okay, I've learned from a lot of people, and sometimes I ask myself, so if these people decided to keep it to themselves, what if these people didn't show up? So anything that you know how to do it, please show up. Yeah, so price is in a range, so you're not rushing. So as I said, price never close above this one. It never close above. So let's see how with the Asian session, how you would have executed this trade. So price was already what in an uptrend, and what happened was the previous candle never closed with what a wick. The previous candle never closed with a wick. So what you are expecting to see is what we are going to be expecting the higher time frame, which is the A4 time frame, to just make a pullback. Okay, you don't know how long the pullback is going to go, but we want to see a pullback. At least it should respect this low over here. It should respect this low over here. Then we take the continuation of the trend. So this is how the candle moved. So we're expecting a pullback. So this was the Asian session. This is how I would have. Okay, I think this one moved. It moved before time. This was one. 130. When did this H4 candle open? So 12. So this will be 22, which is 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Okay, so that means when the opportunity presented itself, this candle hasn't closed yet. So this is how it looks like. Why is it not cutting? What's happening? Okay. So I'm showing you how I would have executed the Asian trade. So you had a pullback. So this candle close. This candle is going to close at 10. Yeah. But nah. You know why? Okay, I'm seeing it's like so let's see. So the closure of this candle. So you see, one thing I'm reserved over here is what I'm kind of during the lending session. This chart, I'm now doing some sample sizing on how it behaves during the lending session. If this chart were to be maybe on wonder, this sell would have made sense, but not now. But we have some rejections over here. We have some rejections over here. So until the candle close, okay. So in the next 6 minutes, this candle is going to close. The sell would have made sense, but I'm sample sizing this chart during the lending session. So let's see how it goes. But the candle needs to close. So if you understand how to identify, if you understand how to identify your, oh, so some people are giving out some questions. Sorry, guys, sorry. So someone is asking a question. How was it for you, even when you haven't gotten anything from trading? I mean, gotten any withdrawal, or what keeps you going? How did you feel at your first withdrawal from the forex market? All right, that's a nice question. So what kept me going when I wasn't even seeing results? So you see, I studied about how money is made. I studied about how to make money. When I was broke, okay. When I was then broke, I researched about how to make money. And one thing I noticed is what all the channels that I was watching, all the people that I was listening to, one thing that they said is what for you to make money, money is what? Money is equal to value. You get it? Money is equal to value. So for you to be able to make money, you either what? So it's either you are selling goods or services. You get it? You are either selling goods or services. Okay. So I asked myself, okay, so that's how money is being made. Money is equivalent to what? Value. And I ask myself, so for someone to give you his money, you need to make sure that, like, the person needs to make sure he's getting something from you before he or she will give you his money, right? Okay, I said okay. And I was already into trading, and I said okay, so if this is the case, why don't I master something? You get it? Why don't I master something? And I started researching how to master a skill. Okay. And one thing I know, one thing I realize is what, for you to be professional or for you to master something, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. And even if you are selling something, for it to click, for you to understand how that industry works, it's really, really going to take time. Okay. So when I understood this thing about how to make money and how to build a skill, I understood that for you to be professional or something, it's going to take you a very long time. You are going to go through adversity, you are going to go through challenges. It's going to be very tough. Okay. So when I understood these things, I just told myself I need to master something. Okay, so I came across trading. You get it? I came across trading. So when I came into trading, I understood how building a skill is. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be challenging. It's going to take a long time. And I started studying those in performance games like the athletes, the footballers. I started studying these people, and I noticed that sometimes all those people, it has taken them a very long time for them to master that skill. If you watch now, everyone is hailing Cristiano Ronaldo. When you sometimes I just study his post on Instagram. When he posts, even when he's laughing, okay, just a laugh, he posts, he will get like 20, sometimes 20K comments and those things. You people, he's having true lovers. People really love him. The reason why people love him is because he's good at what he's doing. And did Cristiano Ronaldo did he became good in a year? Did he became good in a month? He has done it for his entire life. He has done it. Okay, his entire life he has been playing. He has been playing. That is why he is good at it. And the more you do something, the more the experience comes. And I started trading, things was not like this. I wasn't seeing clarity like this. But now, those times I would have executed like 100 times here. I've blown the account, but now you see I'm very calm and those stuff. It all comes with what? Experience. So that is what I noticed about trading, and I started keeping on going, and I started watching people on the internet, notice, oh, these people are doing it, it's working for them, and like, why can't I do it too as well? If these people are doing it, why can't I do it? And I noticed these people have done it for a very long time. These people, like, you need to study the industry you are in. Okay, so these are the things that kept me going. And I remember with my first withdrawal, I was at the gym then when the thing reflected in my account. And trading money, I like, it's very sweet. It's very, very sweet. When the thing reflected in my bank account, and I was very, very happy. You get it? I was very, very happy. So the excitement is not in the results. The excitement is the journey. Sometimes you reflect on the number of years you've spent on this thing, and now finally it is paying you. You are seeing clarity. You get it? It's very, very exciting. But as I'm saying, the excitement is not in the results. The excitement is in the journey. Okay, so imagine if you started, you get it, like everything started clicking at once. You won't feel the joy when even you start getting the money. But when you pass through the struggling, when things are very difficult, you are blowing account, you are feeling depressed and those things, and when finally things started clicking, when you reflect on your struggling days, that is when the excitement comes. So the excitement is not exactly on the results you are getting, the payout you are getting. It's not about the withdrawal you are making. The excitement is when reflecting on the journey, the struggling, the depression. If you have not been depressed in trading, you have not started yet. Sometimes you feel like this thing is not for you. This thing, it's not for you. You get it? Because you have done everything possible and it's not working. One thing I would advise you is what? Keep on going. But one mistakes a lot of people do is what, they when they start out, they take this one fully as their source of income. That is where the problem lies. You have not mastered the skill yet. So you need to make sure you're having something that is paying you. Okay, so what kept me going, as I'm saying last time, a friend of mine was asking me what keeps me going is what? Because I've understood you need to be good at something for you to be making money. The reason why a lot of people are struggling in life, the reason why a lot of people are not making money is because they don't have anything to offer to the world. Okay, and making money too is all about solving problems. Okay, if you can solve a problem, that is where money comes to you. So if you don't have any skill, okay, if you don't have any skill, there's no way money will come to you. If you don't have any skill, if you don't have any product, there's no way money is going to come to you. So if I've understood this is how money will come to me, then I have to master something. Okay, so I chanced on trading and I decided to stick to trading. That is how money is being made. You get it? That is how money is being made. I chanced on trading, I stick with it. Okay, okay, so I just asked myself, why should I stop? If I stop now, okay, if I stop now, the new thing that I'm going to start, that one too, I'm not going to get it easily. That one too is going to take me time. I'm going to pass through like challenges and those things. So why don't I face my fear over here? Why don't I face my challenges over here? Okay, trading works. Anyone who will tell you trading does not work is lying. It's just about you need to master certain things when it comes to, and especially the mindset also delays a lot of people in their profitability. You think like you have to win every trade. You think like you have to win every trade and those stuff. Those things mostly delays us. That is why that is what mostly makes us depressed and frustrated. Frustrated. Okay, we think like, oh, every trade needs to go in our favor. So the moment you get one losing trade, oh, this thing is not for me. Oh, this thing is annoying. Understand the nature of the game you are in. Trading is like the casino. Okay, nothing is guaranteed over here. The nature of trading is what? Probability, randomness. So it's like numbers gas. I just equate it to sales. They are all numbers game. The more you do it, the more the chances of what having a winning trade. But if you execute one trade and you come again the next week, maybe the weeks that you were off were the times that you were your wins will be coming. But you decided not to show up. That is why every trading day you need to show up, because you don't know when the odds are going to be in your favor. You don't know when the odds are going to be in your favor. So either wins or loss, show up. As I said, probabilities are not sequential. They are what? Uh, Probabilities are not sequential. They are random. Okay, they are random. So if your win rate is like 70, that means with 10 trades you are going to get like 7 wins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So with these are what the this thing, the game that you are playing. These are the number of times you are playing, and your win rate based on your data, your win rate is like 70%. So that means out of 10 trees, you are going to be winning what? You are going to be winning 7 out of the 10 trees. And one thing you need to understand is what the 10 trade that you are taking are not going to be sequenced. They are not going to follow orderly. Okay, they are going to be random. So sometimes you can be having win and losses will follow. It can be the three losses that you're having over here. The 30% loss rate is going to be what? Continuous. Okay, the 30% loss rate is going to be continuous. So it can be loss, and the wins will start coming. So you need to show up. You don't know when the odds are going to be in your favor. Okay, you don't know when the odds are going to be in your favor. So with your question asking what kept me going, understand that making money, you need to have a skill or what? A service you are what? Rendering, or a service you are providing. It's either you are selling goods or a service, or you have a skill. Okay, this is what will make you money. So if you are struggling with money, understand that to make money, you need to have what? A goods, you need to have product or a goods, or you need to have a service. The reason why the current work you are working in, they employed you, is because they notice after evaluating or after looking through all the applications, they notice that you are the one who qualifies. Why are you the one who qualifies? It's because they notice you have the skill, you can do the work. That is why they employed you. You are having a skill then. Okay, so it's the same thing when it comes to trading too. You need to what? Master the skill before you start making money from it. So when you make money, you start making money from services. People will consult you. Please teach me how to trade. You can be making money from there too as well. But it's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a week. It's going to take you years. So if you understand this process, then you play your games well. You go deep in. So when you understand it's going to be challenging, it's going to be very difficult. You now don't care the challenges, that you become numb to the failures. Okay, so now I don't care even if I lose the trade, I don't care. I'm going. Like I'm going. I don't care if I have a winning. I'm going. Okay. I'm going. I know like if I keep on going, my wins, the odds are going to be in my favor. The odds are going to be. So understand this. When you understand this concept, you don't care the losses, you don't care the wins, either wins or if you have a winning trade, you are not going to be happy just jumping over because you know that that is not the only trade you are going to execute. That's not the only trade, the win you are going to be getting. You are still going to be executed. So why happy when if you have a losing trade? So why are you sad about it? Why are you sad? So understand these things about trading. Yeah. So I know you people just if people understand we plan of taking a buy. Okay, so it wasn't there. Okay, understand that the buy wasn't there because price is in a range, and even how this candle started opening, it wasn't something for me. Okay, so it's not in my trading plan. That's why I didn't even talk about it. So you see, if you have a plan, you follow accordingly. That is what professional traders do. You follow their plan. So price has already moved. It is not something for me because the way the candle even started, okay, no bottom weight, I want to execute something of that sort. So it's not easy for us that has been trading for some time now and still hasn't been made in a withdrawal. So one thing you need to understand is what I remember this question too. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine talking about hard work and luck and those things. And my friend don't believe in luck. He believes in what hard working. And I asked him, so what of those people who have worked very hard and they are still not seeing results? The only question my friend told me was, are you sure they are learning the right thing? So to bring to your question, if you have been trading for a very long time and you are still not seeing results, you are not if you have not been able to withdraw, maybe you are learning that you can be in an industry for like you can study something for a very long time and you might be what studying the wrong thing. So I read something about there was this what do you call it, about religion. There was this guy who he was killing people because of religion. He strongly believed in what he believed. Okay, so those who don't believe in what he believes, he started killing them. And when he was about to die, he noticed that all the things that he has believed in was wrong. He has killed people. He has killed people for his belief. And on his deathbed, he noticed that all what he has believed for the number of years defending what he believes was wrong. You get it? So what I'm trying to say is, well, sometimes you can be studying something, but you are studying the wrong thing. Okay, so it's not about the number of years. Just find a working system, a working strategy. Okay, find someone who is doing it. Okay, start implementing the person's system, start implementing the person's strategy in your trading this thing, and just see if it's not going to work. So since you have been seeing some people doing it and it's working, so it tells you that you are doing the wrong thing. Okay, you have for all these years you have studied the wrong thing. You get it? For all these years you have studied the wrong thing. So you have to relearn or unlearn and what and relearn everything again. So it's not about the number of years that you've stayed in the game. You are not getting withdrawals and those things. Maybe you are doing the wrong thing. So just check within yourself. Ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? Sometimes the problem might be coming from you. You are rushing. Okay, you are rushing the journey. You are rushing. You want to make money because maybe like you're having some financial problems. So you have brought all the pressure to trading. You have brought all the pressure to make it in trading. And the moment you start mounting pressure on trading, you start doing the wrong things. Okay, you see how come I even plan of this buy, I talk about this buy, but you see how plan. So if you want to see how how calm I am, how patient I am, go and study last week Thursday live stream. Go and study it, and you will notice how calm the guy was. I predicted the move by when price moved beyond my entry price. I just allowed the trade to go. That is how patient I am. Okay, that is how far I've come. I'm not rushing. You get it? So that's what you need to understand. So sometimes it's going to take you some time. Sometimes you are studying the wrong things. So you need to understand all this what these things, and with time you are going to be profitable. As I'm saying, it's not going to click in a year, or it's going to take you some time, but you need to do it every single day. Steady. Some people are more interested in execution other than steady. As a trader, as a beginner trader, you need to spend a lot of your time studying than thinking of what making money. If you're a beginner trader, a lot of your time to what should be channeled on what educating yourself. A lot of your time should be channeled on what like educating yourself, learning the right information, than to what to trying to make money. That is what you need to understand as a beginner trader. So it is not easy. A lot of you are learning about. So today, I remember last time this guy was in my live stream, and I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I just channeled on one live stream. I was just watching what how the person is doing this thing, and I noticed the same guy was in the same live stream. The person is straight. The person does different thing from how I do my thing. You get it? And he was there commenting and those things. You are just you are hopping from one strategy to another one strategy. Your mind is scattered. You get it? Your mind is scattered. Every strategy works, but the problem is the people who use it. Every strategy works. The problem comes from the people who use it. So that's what you need to understand. The problem is coming from the people who are using it. The problem is coming from the people who use it. So it's saying, I notice you don't journal. How did you know I don't journal? Hmm? How did you know that? You need to journal. You need to journal to know which time frame, what time, as in, you need to journal to be able to know what time of the day is good for your trading, what instrument is good for you, you have more wins on it. You need to understand all these things. Okay. So journaling is very important. I journal. Yeah, so GBP did what you were talking about, but where price was at, okay, wasn't something that I love. So you see, all the things that you spoke about played out. So the important thing you need to take from this live stream is what when you are analyzing, okay, when you are analyzing, when you want to take a decision, you need to understand. You need to understand the direction you are going to be taking. Where are you going to be taking from? So you see, everything was taken from here, the H4 time frame. Okay, everything was taken. You need to check how the previous candle closed. Was it bullish or bearish? How is the pattern? Okay, so the pattern, the higher highs. I know you people understand the higher highs and the higher lows. Understand this thing, okay, and how the candle is closing. This is what is going to help you to be able to make decision. Okay, so the direction, after getting your directional bias, then you move to where the lower time frames to find an entry. So this one, the buy would have looked good. The buy would have looked good when maybe price close over here. Where it's close, I didn't like it. And the way the candles were even closing to wasn't something interesting. With no wicks. So the buy really played out very well. Okay. So at this point, the candle has closed back to the range again. So as I said, if the candle closed back to the range again, those who were here at the beginning, if the candle closed back to the range again, what you're expecting is what? There was a rejection over here. So this rejection is going to cause price to be able to what? Move further, or continue moving up. Okay, continue moving up. So this an area of interest. Okay, so someone is asking, please, is the breaker block differ from it? I don't know breaker block. I don't know why some people mostly, as you came here, you've not heard me saying anything about breaker blocker, breaker blocker. So why ask? Hmm? So some people will even join my boot camp, and they will go and learn different things, and they'll come and ask me. Last time, someone was asking me liquidity sweep. So those who have joined my live stream before, my boot camp before, have I spoken about liquidity sweep before? Why are you asking me liquidity sweep? Why, whilst throughout the bootcamp, the videos and those things, I didn't talk about liquidity sweep? Why did you ask me? You see, this is, you are learning a lot of things. Trading is not about the information when it comes to the technical aspect. If you are learning about the fundamentals and those things, that's fine. But it is not about the number of strategies or the information you accumulate that is going to make you profitable. That is what you need to understand about trading. There are few things that you know, and you journal, you notice that it has given me more wins. That is what you focus on, and what you hit it hard. That's what you need to understand about trading. The little things that you know, that is what you are going to what. The basic things are what is going to give you money. It is not about the complex stuff. The complex stuffs are confusing. The little thing, market structure, higher highs and higher lows, candle structure. If candle breaks the high, what does it mean? If the candle breaks the low, what does it mean? This little thing, the support and resistance. So you see, what I do, I don't do complex stuffs over here. I do the little things. You get it? I do the little things. I don't do a lot of complex stuff. So it's not about the complex stuff that you need to. Trading is more personal, it's more psychological. A lot of people, when it comes to waiting and what, all these things are they are more important than even the strategy itself. Okay, and having that, changing your mindset, understanding that trading is what, a waiting game. You need to wait for the things that you've seen before, not being emotional. Even though I spoke about this buy, but you people have seen I'm not being emotional about this buy and those things. All these things are very important. Okay, all these things are very important. So that's what you people need to understand, bro. Your repetition loop is too much. Yeah, at PK 26. Yeah, you need to repeat. Okay, it's all about repetition. If you found something that works for you, so that's why it's very important. You need to journal. Okay, if you journal, you notice what works for you. So I always say, how to master trading. I know everyone has taken a winning trace like 2 times. So go back to your winning trace and ask yourself, what did you do to get that winning trade? Repeat the same thing, because the patterns repeat itself in trading. That's what makes trading an interest. After struggling, finding your hand on something that works, the rest becomes like just peace of mind. Just like, it just becomes a peace of mind, because at this point you are not going to learn anything new again. You see, when it comes to how the system works, when it comes to maybe in the academic field like this, at every point you need to upgrade, learn new things. In trading, that is the beautiful part about trading. The moment you find something works for you, that is all. You are going to repeat the same thing every day in and day. Like, you are going to repeat the same thing like 100 years. The strategy is not going to change. The market is not going to change. The market is going to be repeating the same thing. You are just going to be doing the same thing day in and day out. The only thing that is going to change when it comes to trading is your lot size. And when your lot size changes, meaning you are going to be making more money. You get it? When your lot size changes, meaning you have upgraded to making more money. If you increase your lot size, means what? You are increasing your earnings. That is the beauty part about trading. Okay, even in your workplace, for you to get promotion, you need to do some courses and those things before you get upgrade. Trading does not work that way. After grinding for maybe 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, finding yourself on a strategy, the rest become what? Printing machine. Okay, you become a ATM. You start what? Having ATM in your room or in your house. You start printing your money. You are not going to change anything. You are not going to do anything. Only small refinement. Okay, only small refinement. That's all. So trading, the patterns repeat itself. I can show you a number of times that these patterns repeat itself. As I've been saying always, the market does same thing. It's just moving up. Okay, the market moves up, or down. It's either moving up or down. It does not move horizontal. The market does not move horizontal. It does not move like vertical. It just up or down. So it tells you that what the patterns repeat itself. The market behaves like our human behavior. The way our daily activities are some of our daily activities repeat itself. Last time I gave this example. When it comes to brushing your teeth, taking your bath, and those things, you don't need a prophet to tell you these things. This guy is going to do this thing today. It's just a repetition. It's the same thing when it comes to the market too. The market too, the patterns repeat itself. Okay, the patterns repeat itself. So you need to what? You need to study one pattern and what? Just do same thing over and over and over and over. And one beautiful thing about what repetition is, what repetition brings confidence. If you do same thing over and over again, that is when the confidence starts coming. You start becoming confident in your execution. You start what? Hitting it hard with low size. You become the your breakthrough, okay, or your aha moment in trading is what? When you understand what? You are numb to what? Losses. When you become numb to not losses, that is your breakthrough in trading. When you don't care if you have a winning trade or losing trade, that is your aha moment. That is when like everything starts changing. Okay, you start changing. That is when you start making money. That is when you start making. You don't care if you have a winning trade, a winning day, or a losing trade. You don't care. What you care about is what you ask yourself: did you follow your trading plan? Did you follow your trading rules? That is when you start making money from trading. Yeah. So the repetition is very important. Keep things simple and straightforward always. It's only get better. You are doing great job. Okay. Thank you, PK. My name PK. Yeah. So keep on showing up. So as I'm saying, if I don't show up, I feel like I'm I'm not doing good to some people. I have to show up. That's what I feel. I can't hide this information, okay, because I also learned it from someone. So why do I have to keep this information to myself? As I said earlier this morning. So imagine the person that I learned this thing from decided to keep it to himself. I wouldn't have gotten this information. So you need to come out. I need to come out and share. Okay. I need to come out and share. I don't have to keep it to myself. Okay, that so when you talk about price action, you are a price action trader. When you talk about price action, how do you price action is basically how price is moving, how price mostly moves. That's what you talk about price action. Okay. Yeah, so you need to understand the basic concept, the support and resistance levels and those things. That's all. The support. So you see, gold was ranging throughout the session for me. It was ranging, so no trade for me. So you see, as it got to the level, it got rejected over here. So you just have to keep on showing up. And I'm saying, like with trading, just have it as what a long-term goal. Okay, do whatever is giving you money instantly now. Keep on doing it, and just do trading aside. Okay, keep it low key. Do it aside. The learning phase should be more important than what the earning. You need to think of learning more than earning as a beginner. Okay, because you need the experience. This level that I drew over here, do you know the number of times or the number of months I studied to be able to realize that if price gets here, the chances that it will get rejected is very high. I need to experience, watch it over and over and over again to be able to be confident, show up and draw it over here. You get it? Show up and draw it over here. So these are the things you need to understand. Even if someone is giving you the system, it's still going to take you some time. You need to experience it for you to be confident in it in the system. Okay. You need for you to be confident in the system. So that's what you need to understand about trading. It takes time. Okay. So if you listen to these people that have done it for a very long time and they are kind of they are really doing good with trading. Like no one did it, no one has done it like less than a year. Okay, no one has done it less than a year. They've done it for a very long time. They've done it for a very long time. So that's what you need to understand about trading. So understand this thing too about life. That's what I've noticed about my colleagues Like I'm a young guy, okay? I'm a young guy, I've not grown, but I like listening to matured people. I like listening, I like reading, okay? I like reading. And one thing I notice about my peers is what they are not consistent at all, and they are not focused on anything. They don't have long-term mind, like the long-term mindset. They have short term everything that anything that they venture or anything that they enter, they don't have long-term mindset for it. Short term, oh, let me get it quick, and anything short-term has no longevity. That's what you need to understand. Anything long-term does not have longevity. It does not have longevity. That's why a lot of you people fall into Ponzi schemes. You invest, you don't even think long term. Is this thing going to be long term? What you think about is what you eat tomorrow. You don't think about the generation to come. You don't think about the generation to come. That's why when you got the money, you didn't open any business. You started investing in some short term this thing. If you think long term, you open a business, think about employing someone. Okay, long term mindset. You get it? Long term mindset. Have a long term mindset, and long if you have a long term mindset, you are going to help your country too as well. A lot of you people are thinking about yourself alone. This skill that you are learning, it is not only going to give you, it's not going to give you alone freedom. It's going to give your family, your this generation to come to freedom. So why don't you sacrifice now? Okay, why don't you sacrifice now? Get a skill and pass it on to your descendants, your generation to come, your children and your family, the people around you. Okay, so for me, some of my past decisions that I made has given those around me, my family, those in my circle, freedom, because I decided to keep on going. Even when I got frustrated, I keep on going. And now, all those people that most of those people in my circle don't have to work 9 to 5 for them to feed themselves, because I figured out how things work, and now they are free. Some of them are free because like I decided to learn. Okay, a lot of you are kind of short-term thinkers. You don't think of your children, you don't think of your family people, you don't think of giving people around you freedom. So you don't have long term in anything that you do. You just start, you quit. You start, you quit. You are thinking of what you eat today. You are thinking of only yourself. You think of only yourself. You don't think of your generation. Okay, you don't think of your generation. So you need to sacrifice today and give your generation to come freedom. Okay, so learn something that you can pass it on to your children. That they don't have to what when they don't have to work before they don't have to go and work for someone before they will get paid, because you've laid the foundation down. Okay, so today, if I'm not going to take anything from this live stream, take this thing. Anything that I'm going to do it for my generation to come. So some people are going to say, oh, I'm not going to be remembered. If even I die, I'm not going to be remembered. That's fine. So imagine those, if you're in Africa, you know that you went through colonization and those stuff. Imagine those who got like freed that from this colonization, decided to think about themselves. Maybe they were okay, because I remember some people went overseas and those things, and they were doing good. They stayed there and they were doing good for themselves. But those people had long-term mindset. They have long-term thinking. So they decided to come back and free their people from what? This colonization. Imagine these people decided to just say, I'm comfortable over there, so I'm kind of like not coming back and those things. I wouldn't have been here. I'm in Africa, okay? I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have gotten that freedom, the freedom of speech now and those stuff. You get it? So don't think about yourself alone. Okay, if you think about your generation to come, you won't be quitting. You won't be quitting on things easily. You won't be quitting on things easily. I'm not saying some things you don't have to quit. Some things you have to quit. Okay, but before you enter into something, ask yourself: will you be able to stay in the thing for a very long time? Okay, check around you. Are people succeeding in those things? Go there, ask them how they are doing things. Okay, ask them how they are doing things. That's what you need to understand. So don't have short-term mindset. That's why you are still struggling in life, because you just think like short term. You don't think about the long term. Okay, so if you are not taking anything over here today, just take this thing. Now you are going to think long term. Okay, you are going to think about the generation to come. You are not going to think only about yourself. You are going to think about your descendants. You are going to think about your unborn children. How am I going to free my unborn children? They don't have to go and wake up like Accra like this. Go and check. Go to the roadside. Go and see the number of people at the roadside. Okay, so do something that is going to bring freedom to these people, your unborn children, your siblings, okay, your close friends. Sacrifice. Okay, so this thing that I'm doing, I didn't just do it just in a day. I've done it for a very long time, and a lot of people that I started this thing with just gave up. But I'm doing it because I'm not thinking of myself alone. Imagine if I gave up, you wouldn't have even been on this live stream. At least, even if I have not given you trade this morning, I've given you how to analyze. Okay, I've showed you how to analyze, and you are going to add it to your system or strategy. But imagine if I gave up. Even on this YouTube, sometimes you come, I watch it by myself. Imagine even I stop streaming. Okay, imagine because I said, oh, no one is watching me, so I stopped streaming. Like some of you wouldn't have even chance on this channel today. I know maybe some people today is your first time. Some of you wouldn't have even chance on the channel today. You get it. All these things you need to think about it. Okay, so think long term. Think long term. Think about freeing your people. At least, even if you don't get recognized today, some at least you've done your best. If you die and if there was heaven and hell, heaven and there was heaven, God is going to reward you on that. That oh, you did a great job. Okay, you free your people from 9 to 5. You free your people from mental slavery. You free your people from. Okay, you see how if we're in Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah's name is always being mentioned because Kwame Nkrumah never thought of himself alone. He thought of what? He thought of generations. Okay, he thought of generation. I'm sure he was good in life, but he didn't think of himself alone. He thought of generations, my people. That is why his name is being built. So, and you notice those rich people during his time. Have you heard of any of them? Their names are not being mentioned because they thought of themselves. They didn't think of doing something to help the people around them. They didn't think to do something to help their family people. So now their names are not being mentioned anymore. Okay, their names are not being mentioned anymore. So that's what you need to think about. All right, so if you are going to trade the New York session, I'm sure maybe New York session you will get a breakout, price will break out. Okay, so when you are analyzing during the New York session, I will meet some of my private group members and you would trade during the New York session together. Okay, so you trade during the New York session together with my some of my private group members. So with the New York session, I'm sure maybe by then price will close. Even if price breaks above this one, you'll be looking for a trade above this one. Okay, you'll be looking for a trade above this one. That is what you'll be considering. So at this point, I think there was no trade on the lending session today. We came, so that's what you need to understand. That nothing is guaranteed when it comes to have getting a trade of showing up during your session. Nothing is guaranteed. Okay, nothing is guaranteed. You can show up and still there's not going to be opportunity. That's fine. Okay, you need to still show up. You need to still show up on the chat. Okay. You need to still show up on the chat. Is anyone having a question again for me? For last one, then I just bounce. Is anyone having a question for me? So don't get like don't rush. If maybe you are now scrolling through Instagram, I know some people are doing it, or Twitter, or X, or Facebook, and you've noticed someone has posted, or you are in a signal group and someone has posted, I told you gold is going to buy. This is the profit I've made. This is the pips that I've caught. You need to understand that when it comes to this market, everyone sees the market differently. Okay. So don't go and rush to also execute a buy. You get it. Everyone sees the market differently. If it does not align with your system, don't go and what buy. Okay, don't go and buy because the person's strategy, the person way experience is different from your own. You get it? The person's experience is I know someone is in a buy now. I don't care. This does not align with my system according to the higher time frame. The higher time frame, even with this chart, is strong bearish. Okay, with this chart is strong bearish. So it does not align with my system. It does not align with my system. So should I have to be annoyed or get pissed off about this thing? Nah. You get it. The way the candles close and those things, none of them aligns with how I see the chart. You get it? None of them aligns with how I see the chart. So I don't care if price has moved. My time will come. Okay. My time is going to definitely come and I'll execute according to the way of my system. You get it? So these are the things you need to understand about trading. So those who are in signal groups, people saying I bought gold here, I always buy and those things, please, that is not how to trade. Okay, that is not how you have to trade. If you want to really really do things right, you have to even remove yourself from all these signal groups. So the short term thinking that I'm talking about, signal groups. Okay, for how long would a pest? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, yeah. So there was no trade for me, guys. I think it's 8 a.m. over here, and you will call it a session. So not every day that you come that you get a trade, but at least you've learned something today. Okay. So next time too, we'll talk about why you should remove yourself from signal group and why you should try to do things yourself. Try to understand it yourself. How many people have received signals and they've become successful in that? So those people that the traders interview you listen to, how many people said, "Oh, I was in this signal group and I was able to make this amount of money." I've made those people you listen to. They said, "Oh, I've made $1 million from trading." How many people said it's only solely about signals? It's only solely about signal. You get it? It's only solely about signal. We need to understand that. All right, guys. No trade for me today during the learning session. So New York too, you will show up and see what the market will have for us. So gold this time around has been, see, last week too it's ranged a lot, and this week too the range has started. March is not trending as you used to see. What month was this? January. Last year, getting to the end of the year, price was really really trending. Any question again for me? So tomorrow too, I will show up. Tomorrow too. So the stream is what, Tuesdays to Thursdays. Okay, Tuesdays to Thursdays. So guys, invite your friends. You have to rewind the stream again and watch it. How I got my levels. If you watch it over and over and over again, you begin to understand the way I see the market. Okay, because as I said, the market repeats itself. So if you watch it over and over and over again, you start understanding how I do my things. Okay, guys, give the stream a like. Tomorrow too, you will show up to see what the market is going to have for us. Okay, you're going to show up to see what the market is going to have for us. So if you are new to the channel, kindly give a like and see you all same time tomorrow. Bye bye to everyone.